Welcome back to Canvas and Pixels by Next Layers. This is complex, but I'm sure make it easy. If you are ready, let's dive into it. Welcome back. So I got this document from one of my friends who is also very vast with Adobe InDesign. And as I was going through, a lot of things caught my attention, and I felt it would be good to use that opportunity to, explain and make things very simple. Now, let me start from the beginning. All right. I think I'll just quickly show you what I noticed and then we'll run through it. Now, if you look at it from the beginning, we all know how to create chapter number, chapter title, and then we know how to add um, nice flower or any ornament, something like this, at any portion. If you don't know how to do this, please refer to the link that is showing at the top right or the link in the description below. Let's continue. Now you take a look at this and you will notice that the first three words they have a different font and then it's kind of different. Let me quickly show you some other things I noticed and then we run through this very quickly. Now, of course, you know how to create a subhead, but I noticed that this list has a title with a different font and then the explanation with another font. That caught my attention and I saw so many of it in this video. Oh, fantastic. Another thing that caught my attention that I felt is very good and I feel it would be good to explain this is this section. I love this call out and the whole thing about it is just so nice. Now I saw this too, after every of these statements he added a box. Now when I spoke with him, he told me how he added this box and that made me laugh. There is a very simple way to add this box and you don't have to go through that stress. Let me see. What else did I notice? This is another thing I noticed. How did he put that scripture inside this kind of I don't know what to call it. I think it's a brush, yes. Inside this brush, you know. And I think that looks cool. It's not regular, So I was thinking about something that's not regular. This is also not regular. Let me see. That's also similar to this. And then I also saw this. Look at this text. It's like a call out, something like a quote, but the font is bigger and then it has something like an underline around it. Very light color. And then let me see. I think we have one more thing. And finally, this. You could see the way this layout is done, properly carved out. There's no way you read this book and you get to this section and your attention is just caught. Wouldn't you like to learn how to create a book or a document this detailed? You could see the level of detailing that this my colleague has deployed into this. Come, let me quickly show you. In order to demonstrate, what I have done is to get a document that I just finished working on. It's a daily devotional, and I felt this can fit into some of the things we wanted to quickly explain. Now, for us to be able to answer some of these questions here, I'm just going to use this as a guide for us to demonstrate. All right. So let's start from the first one. The first one will be this first three letters. Now, it might not be the same font with this. All right. It's just for demonstration, like I said. So how do we resolve this? Very easy. Now you notice that my own file already has, something different. So I'm going to remove it for the purpose of this video. So I'll return it back. We don't have with a drop cap again. Now, for us to resolve that, I will come to my character style and define a new character style. All right. Let me call it paragraph. Let me just say start here. Note that this could be anything. All right. I will give it a font type. I want something that you will see, so maybe I should call it this. And I want it to be uppercase, all caps. What else do I want to do? Please, in this case, you can style it anyhow. Okay, let me just stop there. All right. Then I will define another paragraph style. That paragraph style, it can be based on um, main text. That's what I call it. I mean, this body text. In this case, I called it main text. All right. So I'll come and start a new file. All right, and say start paragraph. All right. Don't forget that you can call it anything. Then I will come to drop cap and nested styles. All right. I will say I want to nest a style, new. It will ask me what's the name of the style, and I will say start here. Now it's asking me how many words do I want. I'll say 3 words. All right. And I'll click OK. Now you notice that it appears nothing had happened. The reason is that we have not applied that style. So if I click here and I apply that style, watch, that's it. You notice that we now have our first 3 words different from the main text. And you could edit it. I want it to be bigger, so I'll go back to my character style and then edit that start here. Maybe I'll make it a bit bigger. Yeah, something like that. Probably change the color. Let's say I make it 50%, something like that. All right. I believe you could see that is something easy, nothing so difficult, nothing so complex. All right. And that's why I'm here. The idea is to make it simple. So let's go to the next one. I'll just scroll. I'll scroll to the next one that caught my attention. I'm sure you know how to create this. I mean, if you have been following my previous video, you will see that we could create subhead fonts. All right. And I think that's easy. So I'll just leave that one. I wanted to address this one that has a list. The font is supposed to be the same, but I noticed that this font is just different. All right. So let's get back to that. Our document, Control 0. And then I wanted to find out if we have a list. Okay. So let's just take this. All right. It's an assumption. All right. So what we wanted to do is to just assume that maybe this is our point. There's a stay together column. Take time to give to God glory, something like this, and say this is our these are our title, and then this is the explanation. All right. So how do we apply a different font to this and then still maintain this? Very easy. Create another character style. All right. You come to the top right corner of your character panel and then say new. Then define another font type. Maybe I'll say, in this case, let me just say Campton. Yeah. And I want it to be extra bold. All right. I'll say okay. And that's all. That's all you need to do. I believe this sounds too simple. All right. So just highlight, and then we didn't give it a name. This is it, characters. I just click. So let me just edit and give it a name. I'll say list title, something like that. I like to make it something that can be relatable, so in case another person gets my document, they are able to read through my styles and understand what I'm doing. So I want to apply it to this again. I'll just say list title. Isn't that easy? I think the font is too heavy, so maybe we can reduce the font size, maybe to I'll say 10. All right. Easy peasy. So let's move to the next one. I told you this is going to be short, but it's going to be meaningful. All right. Now this is an interesting one. This is more complex. So when I spoke with my friend and I asked him, how did you implement this? He told me that he first of all make sure that there are no more corrections that will be done on this book. That way, no section is moving. And then he started applying this manually. And that made me laugh, because I know that you could do this in such a way that it will be part of the text. What I mean by that is, if your client wants to make any corrections, you are not bothered. Oh, yes, you are not bothered, because you will be able to move this entire this entire thing when there is an addition or a subtraction. Let me demonstrate. Now, what I have done is, for the purpose of this demonstration, I have also gotten something that looks very close to this. I didn't get the original file, all right, but I got something close to it so that we can use it for demonstration purpose. So I'm going to show you, and those files will be available in my Google Drive link. Check the description below to see the Google Drive link, and it could be useful for you. All right, so let's proceed. So this is what I'll do. I'll bring in one of them, Control D. All right, and I think is this one. Oh yes, that's it. So what I've done is to do something similar. All right, it's not the same, but I try to create something similar. So I wanted it to. Okay, I think I'm fine. All right, so now watch me closely. It's very easy. Now I don't want to apply this like this, and then believe not have to change anything. This is like a manual method. All right, then I will adjust the left and right margin so that this text can fit in. No, I don't want to do it like that. I want to make it even more seamless. So what I will do is to highlight from this section to this place, and I'll cut it. That's Control X. All right, so I don't want it to have, okay, I can leave that. Then get back to this I don't even know what to call it. Maybe it's a layout or something. And then look at what I would do. I would draw this on it. All right, I'm creating something like a template. Switch back to my text tool and click on it, and then paste. Now when I paste, I can do all kinds of formatting. In case I have a particular font I have designed for this, I mean, I'm going to apply everything, but in this case I'm not doing special fonts. I'm just going to make it italic. All right, now when I'm done, watch what I'm going to do. I will hold down my shift and then click on this, the box under, and then press Ctrl G or Command G. The idea is to group it together. To group it together, then I press Ctrl X. Ctrl X is to cut. All right, and then I double click in my text frame. All right, and then I'll paste. Now when I paste, we have created a new problem, but not to worry. I mean, you are with canvas and pixels. All right, I'll click on it and then go back to my object, anchor object, options, and I say I want it above. Now you notice it went to the second page. Wait, I want it to be visible. All right, so I will repeat the same step. Click on it, go back to objects, and then anchored object, options, and then we have this. All right, I'll say I want it to be above. Now it went to the other page, but I can bring it back. I will just say space above, and then I'll reduce it. We are back, and then I think I'll reduce space below too. Then I can increase this back. The idea is to make it stay in that place. All right, and if you look at it now, we have succeeded in putting it back. Now I can adjust this left part. I go back there again. Anchored object, options. Okay, I kept it in left. I can say keep it in right. All right, and you can't look, it's just sitting. Then I can bring this one back. Did you remember that this one moved away? I can return it back. Now the idea behind doing it like this is, for example, let's assume that my client sent in a correction and it says, can you add this to this paragraph? If I have done this manually, I will have to start moving it again. But because we have made it to be automated now, look, if I add another text here and I paste, look, it's moving all by itself. It's moving. I can add more text to it. Do you see? It's moving by itself. You don't have to stress. I hope we are following. All right, I'm enjoying this already. Now, this is the next thing I want to address. When I spoke with my colleague and I asked him, how did you put the box in front of each of these points? He told me, look at what he did. Let me show you. Let me show you. I wanted to look for a place where we have a list, and okay, so we have a list here. Sorry, I messed up the document, but never mind. For the sake of this lesson, I can do anything. All right, so we have a list here, and let's assume I want to add a box in front. See what my friend did. He he clicked on the rectangle box and then draw something like this. All right, now this would have been correct, or this would have been nice. The only issue I have with it is, imagine that the client says we now want to add a new point, and as soon as I added that alone, you could see that the box is beginning to interfere. All right, so there are two ways to do this. One is to cut and then put your cursor at the back where you want it to be, give it a space, and then paste. That's one way. Now the second way is even more interesting. Oh yes, what I've done is to delete it. I'll go back to my type and then look for glyphs. All right, let me expand it a bit and probably make it big. All right, then I'll change to, I think, wingdings. Let's see whether we can find it with wingdings. So now you could see something like this already. I'm sure you know already what I'm trying to do is to come here and we find it on time. You just double click. That's it. Now what you have done now is to make this like a text. Oh yes, that's a text. The previous one we did is an object, but in this case it's a text. All right, and I can copy it and apply it anywhere. Isn't that easy? I'm sure you are enjoying this already. So let's check the next challenge. I just zoom it out and then try and check. You could see a lot of that. I'm sure we fixed that problem already. Oh, another one that I really like is this. I mean, I love this. it just makes it stand out, and then this is not the regular kind of thing you see, which is why I felt that it would be important to show us how to get some of these things done. So come, let me show you guys. So I will do control minus. Let me just, okay, we could stay here. Let's do as if we wanted to, make this into something like what we saw. All right, you will notice that what he has done is to give this left indent and then right indent. Normally I would define a style for scripture so that we can have it like this. All right, now what my friend did, let me show you what he did. Control D or Command D for place command, and then I think this is it. Yes, it's kind of big, so permit me to just reduce it. 1 second. So what he did, see what he did. He's something like this. Then he did control, the angular bracket, control plus the left angle bracket to bring it down like so. That's a manual method. All right, it's not that it's bad, but I'm just concerned. What if my client wants me to add something, remove something, and then the whole thing will start moving? Now let me show you a better way to do it. I will just take it out. All right, something similar to what we did the last time. I will cut it and then use this to create a text frame. All right, and then change back to my text tool and paste it in. All right, that's what I would do. Let me adjust it a bit. Okay, I know why the issue is. I'll remove this. I don't need it again. All right, then I take this back to center alignment. I can remove the baseline grid. At least for the purpose of that, what I've done is to remove it. So I'll select the two. To select the two, I can either marquee select like this, or you click on the first one, hold down your shift and click on the second one, and then use this, to arrange it properly. Control G to group it. Then I'll cut. It's a repetition of a particular step that I've taken before. All right, and I'll paste. Once I'm done pasting, the rest is very easy. I'll click on it, get back to my object menu, anchored object, options, then I'll say I want it above, and this time I want it to be centered. And I can adjust the, the space below and and the space above it. All right, so it doesn't look too close. I hope we are following. All right, I think that's perfect. Now, another cool thing about this method is that what we have done now, you could save it as object style. Oh yes, that way you don't have to repeat going back to object menu, anchored object, options. And how do you save it as object style? Now, if you look at my panel, object panel is not available, and you may be in that situation. What do you do? Go to your windows and then get to styles. Sometimes I'm also looking for it. Object styles, or control F7. And now we have object style. Let me bring it up. Object style. And you could see this sign is showing us that we have done something and we could save it. Just come to the top right of your object style panel and then do a new and save it. You can call it a quote brush. Anything that works for you is fine. And just click OK. So the next time you want to apply this, you don't need to do everything all over again. Once you've created the brush background and the text is inside and you have done your cut and paste, just click on this. It will sit perfectly for you. Let's move forward. So I wanted to check what's the next thing that also caught my attention. This, my friend, is so thorough. Okay, I think we have addressed this. It's similar to that one. This is the next thing that caught my attention. You have a big text, a different font, and I have something like an underline again. My friend is very, very thorough and detailed. So I wanted to show you how to apply this to. Maybe you wanted to call something in between text and you want it to look like this. Let's move back to that book and then just look for something and then call it out like that. All right, so look at this. Let's use this as an example. See this bold font? We're just going to use it as an example without removing it from where it is. All right, so what do I do? How do I resolve this? Very simple. I go to my character style and create a new character style. I'm going to give it a different font. I think I'll say Campton. Sorry. Yes, Campton, and I want it to be bold. Yeah, I think bold will be good. Let me reduce the font to maybe like 11. And then I will come to underline, and I will say I want an underline of about 10. If it's too much or too small, we'll adjust it, and I want it to be solid. All right. And then maybe we'll just adjust the offset a bit. We'll come back and adjust it again, and I want the color to be black, and I want the tinting to be like 10. Maybe like 9 or 7 should be good. All right, I believe you are following what I've done. So I change the font, make it a bit bold, reduce the font since it's a bit bold, and then came to underline. All right, and then gave it a particular weight. I wanted an offset, the underline type, underline color, and the tinting. So I'll just say okay. All right, did I give it a name? No, I made a mistake again. So I'll just say callouts. It can be anything. You can just make sure you name it in such a way that you can remember. So for me to apply this, I will just highlight from there to, let's say, to here. All right, and I'll click on callouts. Now let's check the results. Now you notice that we could not find our underline. So let's go back and edit it. We'll edit our callouts. Every other thing seems to be working, but our what do you call it, underline is not working. So I'll return it to auto first of all, and then return this back to 100%. I wanted to see why it's not working. Good. So we brought it back. I didn't check this initially. So now that I've checked it, we can readjust it. I can say 10. Did you notice that? Uh, I want that line to come up a bit, and I think 10 is actually a bit too much. Let's make it like 8. No, without even adjusting the line, it's beginning to adjust. Let's make it 7. But in case you want to adjust the line, you could come to this and then you start checking it. That brings it down. Uh, Now that takes it up, which is even better. Let's keep it 0. And that looks very close to what my friend did. Now, if you don't like that, let's see whether we can get a minus. Yeah, fantastic. All right, you click at the arrow down. That gives you a negative, and you could either pull it up or click up arrow to bring it down. I noticed something that caught my attention as I was doing it, and I would like to try it. Is this. She didn't give me what I want. It's too wavy. Let me check another one. Okay, not so much. Let's return it back to the one that my friend used. And now we can reduce this to maybe like 7 points. And that's it. You click OK, you are done adjusting it. I hope this is making sense. And I hope someone is finding this useful. I mean, you could use it for any of your projects. Let's check. And I think we have one more thing to go that I wanted to talk about. And that is this guy. Now look at it. Isn't my friend so detailed? Let me show you what he did, and then we'll try to automate it. Now there is something I'm going to explain after showing you what he did. I'll say Ctrl D, and don't worry, all these files are available for you for free in the Google link that is in the description below, and I'm sure you can check it out. You could use it. So when he placed it, he pressed Ctrl angular bracket down, and that gave him this. All right, now this will have been okay, but I felt, what if we automate it? There are 2 ways to do this. If your final points, if they are consistent at the back of every chapter, that means that at the back of every chapter you have something like this. You come to every chapter, you have something like that. You could use your master page. What do I mean? Let me remove it. You can just create a master page like this, duplicate, and then Ctrl D to place it, and then put it here. All right, so if you get to any page you want to apply it, you just drag and then put it where you want it to be, and that would have worked. But the question is, what if it is not consistent? Oh yes, there are situations where it's not consistent. This will have just been your best bet. All right, if it's not consistent, you repeat the same step that we have done before. Just repeat the same step. And what do I mean by that? Ctrl D again to place the frame. You remember we did this before. We're going to repeat the same thing. Then I'll cut out all this. I'm just trying to assume. It's an assumption that this is all we want. I'll cut it out. Ctrl X. All right. And then let me finish everything on it. I'll just take this again, draw it on the shape like I want, get back to my text tool, click down, and then I'll paste. All right. Let me try and make sure that we don't have any text missing. I can expand it. Oh yeah. All right. Let me align it, and then I'll group it. Ctrl G, and then Ctrl X. All right, like I've done in the past. I paste it. Now this way, you see the way it's looking, it has created another problem. But we can resolve that easily. Click on it. Object, anchored object, options. All right, and keep it at the center. Easy. That way, if we decide or my client is trying to add more or remove, for example, if we remove this, I do not have to manually go and reposition this. It will just readjust by itself. I hope this has been meaningful. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell button so that when I upload the next video, you can be notified. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye for now.